He has some videotaped comments that I think bear listening to. After we hear from him, then we're going to watch his man, the great Kabuki, in action. But right now, let's go to this videotape of Gary Hart.
You see it, but you don't believe it. Say, where has the Playboy and the great Kabuki been? Where have they been? We have been beaten, everyone, in the Mid-Atlantic and worldwide area. Now some of the people that I've had problems with in the past, they show up in Atlanta, Georgia, the Big Apple of the South, the place that's rocking and rolling. They tell me their Omni is packed. They tell me Roddy Piper is a big, heavy number there. You were once before. They tell me somebody's got to take care of Tommy Rich because the only thing he's doing is telling everybody that he's better than he ever was. If you people look back and you remember when Gary Hart and the great Kabuki was in Atlanta, Georgia, we were the kings of Atlanta, Georgia. It wasn't Roddy Piper. Wasn't Tommy Rich. Now you got a new guy on the scene. I watched him. Pistol Pez Whatley, as bad as you want to be. I turned on the superstation, sat down in my chair and said, now let me see what this Pistol Pez Whatley has to offer me, Gary Hart. What does Pistol Pez Whatley have that I'm after? Well, it seems like Atlanta, Georgia has found themselves a native son. They say that there ain't nobody that can beat Pistol Pez Whatley. Well, let me tell you, Pistol Pez Whatley, Roddy Piper come to get us and he ran out of ammunition. Tommy Rich's blonde hair got in his face and a little bit of green. So I don't care who it is. Make it Roddy Piper. Say, give us Roddy Piper. Give us Pistol Pez Whatley. Give us whoever. Because the boogeyman, the great Kabuki, is returning to the Omni.
All right, there you have it. Fair warning to everyone that Playboy Gary Hart and the great Kabuki are on their way, and there's no question about it. When you face a man like the great Kabuki, he is indeed a strange individual. You could see, of course, he has almost contortionist abilities. He is one of the most devastating competitors that I have ever seen wrestle. He does have, at times, emits a strange green fog that seems to render his opponents into a helpless condition. He's very dangerous, and of course, as I said before, he does have the evil genius of Playboy Gary Hart working with him and bringing him into further success. We're going to go now to a match of the great Kabuki, and well, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about as he faces an outstanding athlete from Florida State University, Vinnie Valentino.
They say he's part devil, part serpent, a mystic. The Kabuki.
And his nunchucks. What a grueling sight to have to be up against. As you look across the ring, and there is the Kabuki with Gary Hart, we might add.
He's the only man that we know of that can control Kabuki.
We'd sure like to get Hart over here as this match begins and ask him about that outfit that the Kabuki wears into the ring. Look at that.
Kabuki taking his time.
Well, if he is as devastating as they say, and as he is as flashy as his outfit, be a lot. Ooh.
Blows red on his hands. His devil mask.
Mr. Hart, would you get out, please? I hit the belt.
And we're going to have a start.
Those robes, by the way, worn by the great Kabuki, are passed along from generation to generation, and now you see him moving out against Vinnie Valentino. Valentino, all right, steps away from a savate-like kick by the great Kabuki. Valentino closes in once again now, and as he does, it's the great Kabuki catching him very quickly, and it is the great Kabuki keeping that full-arm dragon. There's good reversal now by Valentino, and it's Valentino with the arm drag and twist, and it is we're having, as you can see, a slight bit of a technical problem with that videotape, but I think we had an idea of what we're talking about when the great Kabuki steps into the ring. Okay, all right. A little confusion on signals here, but no real big problem. What we really have here in the great Kabuki is a man who is, as I've said before, perhaps one of the most dangerous competitors in the world. He is unusual. He does have that red or that green fog that emits from his mouth that renders his opponents helpless. As you saw, he came out in the ceremonial Kabuki wear. And I might point out that these garments are passed along from generation to generation. And I think part of his garment that he wears are close to 2 centuries old. He is a most unusual person and perhaps one of the most devastating competitors in the ring once he gets in there, because he combines the Oriental style of competition as well as the American catch-as-catch-can style. And as the match continues here, Kabuki has got Valentino in trouble down on the mat. He also knows all of the pressure points on the body, the nerve points. And as you can see, it is Valentino being caught on both shoulders, keeping the pressure on him. And Vinnie Valentino trying desperately to get back to his feet now, but it is Kabuki. Continues to keep the pressure. Driving the knee to the midsection, or the elbow to the midsection of Kabuki. Kabuki catches him that time, and Valentino comes off the ropes, and again Kabuki with a chop just under the throat. Now Kabuki moving up on that second ring rope, catches him with a chop back of the head. Referee Tommy Young watching him. Kabuki into that strange twirl, and then starts to move in on Valentino once again. Kabuki again clamps down on the pressure points on either side of the neck. And if you've ever been hooked on either side of the neck like that, just playing around with somebody, you know how very, very painful that can become. And when you do it with the skill and adroitness of the great Kabuki and the tremendous pressure that he puts on, well, you can see the pain coursing across the face of Valentino. Valentino, by the way, is an outstanding athlete, a tremendously well-developed athlete. Not only is he a great wrestler, but was a great collegiate athlete. And it's Valentino trying to get back to his feet. He has great speed, great agility, and he's going to have to rely on this because trying to go one-on-one with Kabuki. And there you can see a good test of strength here as Valentino was able to break it loose and now explodes with a forearm to the side of the jaw of Kabuki. Catches him once again, and it is Valentino going up with a drop kick. Kabuki partially slid aside on that one. And it's Kabuki now with a chop. And whenever you see Kabuki, you'll see right at ringside, as you saw the arm and hand of Playboy Gary Hart directing his man. And he has complete and total control. Referee Tommy Young wisely standing to one side, and it is Kabuki. There's that savate-like blow again under the chin of Valentino, then catches him with a chop across the throat, a lateral press. And it is Gary Hart moving in very quickly, pushing the great Kabuki away. The great Kabuki going into that strange spin once again. Gary Hart over the prone form of Vinnie Valentino and keeping Kabuki back. We're seeing it again once in slow motion. Catches him, and it was all over for Vinnie Valentino. Tonight, Huntington West, Ronnie Garvin, his opponent.